So I've been busy the last few weeks writing a article for publication in an academic journal, hopefully in a month or two, and it's about medicalization. Medicalization, you might have heard of this word, but it basically means when medicine turns diseases, what are not commonly known as diseases, into diseases. It's kind of, some have talked about it as the manufacturing of disease, the creation of disease, the commodification of disease, so turning diseases into commodities. Commodities are like things we sell and buy in shops, books and TVs and fridges and so forth. A commodity is something you buy. So a disease, when a disease becomes a commodity, it's something then we can sell something for that. We can sell tablets, obviously antidepressants are the main commodities associated with the disease. But it's when you commodify a disease, when you turn a disease into a commodity, basically what you're doing is you're turning it into an opportunity for people to sell you a commodity for that problem. And this is called a medicalization. Sometimes it's been called overuse of medicine. The overuse of medicine is when too much medicine is used to solve a problem, and it can lead to iatrogenesis, which is Ivan Illich wrote a famous book about iatrogenesis. Iatrogenesis means when a problem is worsened by the treatment in medicine. A health problem is worsened by the actual treatment. And I would argue that addiction treatment, for example, the treatment of heroin addiction in Ireland, is worsened by methadone. I'm not against methadone, but the overuse of methadone for long periods of time, for 15, 20 years, and even for over 2 years for some people, the overuse of methadone has led a lot of people to become dependent on antipsychotics, antidepressants, Valium, sleeping tablets, cannabis, alcohol, so forth, because the underlying problem that the addiction, what caused addiction, has not been addressed by medicine. Medicine is primarily reductionist, so it reduces problems to biological processes, and it tries to treat those problems with medicine. But most of these processes, most of these problems are not caused by biology, they're caused by social factors. And there's a lot of research now in the area of what's called a social cure. And the social cure is studies in psychology and sociology, what's it called? Health psychology or social psychology. That in the social cure, they're studying the effects of social relations, the impact of being in a group or a network, like a learning group or a hobby or an identity group. People who have a similar identity. It could be about Spanish people living in Dublin, for example, as an identity group, or it could be people in recovery from addiction. These are groups, and that being in one group can reduce your risk of depression. Being in two groups reduces it further, and so on and so forth. So the social cure is an emerging area of research. That's really, really fascinating. It's also related to what's called social prescribing. And this is the idea that instead of prescribing medicine, we prescribe social interventions like education or joining a library or helping out, being a volunteer, or so many, sports, for example. So many different social ways of connecting people, and it's based, this whole idea of the social cure is based on the idea we're social beings. We thrive when we're connected healthily to each other, and when we're not, we don't thrive. We are deprived, we become hungry, we get sick, and so it's a natural human need to have social connections. So just to summarize then on the medicalization of suffering is the article that I'm writing, but you can talk about the medicalization of ADHD. So you have creation of ADHD, and then the overuse of medicine to try and solve it doesn't necessarily make the problem any better. But the overuse of medicine can also refer to tests, scans, invasive surgeries that are not necessary, and this is a huge problem in America in particular, where they keep records on this, and They have a lot of records that show that death by medicine or death in hospitals is one of the leading causes of death in America. So it's hospitals and medicine can be dangerous. Ideally, hospitals and medicine should be safe and should be life enriching. But medicine has become so reductionist and so pharmaceutical based that it's limited, and it's now reached its limits, and it's excluded many of the new research on nutrition and social connection and exercise and healthy environment. There's so much research there now. There's so much evidence to support that to be well, we need natural sources of food, we need natural environments, and we need healthy natural connections. Makes sense. So I'll be talking more about this topic over the next couple of months. The medicalization of life, the medicalization of addiction, the medicalization of social suffering, because the overuse of medicine is not making things better, it's making things worse. That's why it's a problem in itself, and that's why I'm looking at it, because I'm a natural healer in terms of herbal medicine, natural solutions to mental health, and trying to help people with depression and anxiety, in particular in Ireland, but all around the world, people who contact me or who watch my videos. And if you're happy to leave me a Google review, I would really appreciate it. Just go to Google, check me out, Tom O'Brien Herbalist, and leave a review based on this video, that you've enjoyed it, you've enjoyed watching my channel, and you enjoy herbal medicine. And I'll see you in a video very soon. Bye bye.